New week of local racing starts on a Tuesday in Gqeberha, and it is, of course, Gqeberha racing on the poly track surface once again. 27 August, 8 races once again, no features to speak of, and in fact, it is a far cry from Friday's card. This is very much a bread and butter meeting, and you will, of course, should come through with all your exotic. 1600 meters is the trip to race number one off at 12:40. But form update before we get into the betting for race number one, the 3 Mad World having a first run for Zisman Oosthuizen, ridden by Marco van Rensburg over the 1300 on Friday, finished sixth, and that was just under 6 lengths behind King's Sailor. Is at a decentish price, will have fitness on its side, so I think do jump in on that 15-1 for your exactors and swingers. We do have an odds-on favorite, and guess who's back? It is, of course, record-breaking champion jockey Richard Fourie after a well-deserved break, and teams up with Kelly Mitchley in the very first. It is your horse that has had a very, very good time of it since relocating to Fairview, except win. And it looks like that win could be on the cards, or the bookmakers think so. 7-20 about Vintage Crystal number 2, a 4-year-old daughter of Gold Standard. Well, to tell us more is a man who I think had a pretty decent Friday, and that is Nina Podesta. Well done for your confidence with King's Regent. The other one gives me Lassie, I believe, just got touched off on Friday. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cecil. Yeah, we were a bit unlucky with the double, but Tricia Hunt won. And I did suggest that it could cause an upset at 7-1. But looking at today, I think this horse, Vintage Crystal, Richard is going to give him his first winner for the new season. I cannot see how they can oppose this horse. You said 17-20. That's 8.5 to 10. I think the horse will start 4-10.
Okay, so that is the close your eyes and bank in that first leg of the bipod. Not too much value otherwise unless you are a professional punter. So it is an outlay again of 36 Rand, and we've got 3 bankers, legs 1, 3 and 5 in that bipod. 12:40 is your time to race one. Okay, need we remind you that it is awaited to win. Looking ahead to the first local meeting, which starts on Tuesday, is proudly brought to you by Betway, home of the Summer Cup 2024, and of course a new home of the PSL, which starts in about 2-3 weeks' time. That is the first big one, and that'll see the Tshwane Derby, that is Supersport and reigning champion Sundowns. All right, race number 2 is the first leg of the very popular bet in at Gqeberha. That is the PA. We start off with an open maiden plate, and we have a local debutant in the form of the former as he trained number 1 Hermitage, and that has proved so costly. Richard Fourie gets the ride in his second ride, and again it is teaming up with Kelly Mitchley. The 2 Mayor of Maryvale, that is also up there in the betting. In fact, that would be second favorite at 3-1. Also 3-1 is a likely race number 5, Donny's Boy. Right, Hermitage, I'm sure will win its fair share of races once that confidence is up with that first win. Has met some useful thoughts. And just on those form lines alone, you would say that if taking the surface, maybe first time out win, Mr. Podesta.
Yes, definitely. And the horse was fancied by the connections. I actually know the owner of the horse, Mr. Begaya, and he was fancied a couple of times in Joburg. I don't know what happened last time. I actually thought he was trained by Paul Matchett, but I see it's Mike Azzi. But anyway, I think if he comes to PE and he takes to the surface with Richard up, he could ride a quick double. I make the danger number 5, Donny's Boy, improving with each and every run. And then I respect number 3, Home Reefs, that ran a good race behind the top horse, Talk to the Master in Cape Town. Those are the 3 for me, Cecil. 1, 3, and
Nothing for the mayor, Mr. Podesta. The mayor of Maryvale, you don't like?
no, I give her a chance, but she's already a 5-year-old, had 18 runs.
Okay, all right. You and I should know. Age is but a number. That's your PA, 135, no room for the 5-year-old. It is 1, 3 and a 5, and the first leg is off at 13:15. Right, we move on to another small field of 6 runners, no scratchings to race number 3. It is the start of the Pick 6, and we should be underway with a graduation plate for fillies and mares. over the mile at 13:50. Now, race number 3 looks to be a boat race, although there is a clear selection. And I do know the man on the phone is going to be in the corner of that clear selection. That is number 2, Back for More. And guess who's riding it? It is indeed Richard. This time on the home familiar territory, it is the teaming up with Alan Khuyef. Rode the horse 7 times for 2 wins, a second, a third, and a fourth. A 4-year-old daughter of Global View out of a lemon drop kid mare, and that would be More and More. Right, let's have a look at the betting for that third race, and it is evens about the 2 Back for More, whilst the market rival is number 5. Amazing Colors, and that is at 7-2. It's in fact second favorite, the one As Fate has it. That's Gavin Smith and Craig Zaki. That is at 22-10, and then 7-2 about the 5 Amazing Colors, which brings me to my big conflict, Mr. Podesta. They met once upon a time, and that was on the 12th of April on the Poly. It was over the 2,000 meters. And as far as the weight turnaround, it's 3.5 kg swing for Amazing Colors, who actually finished in front of Back for More. And everybody, all and sundry, are making Back for More virtually nigh impossible to beat. Why does that form line not come into play?
Well, Cecil, that was over. Let me just have a look.
2,000 meters. 2,000 meters.
Over 2,000 meters. Now, I think that Back for More is much better over the 1,600 or shorter than the 2,000. And the runs behind Joy and Peace, and when it ran second to Passchendaele, I think it's taken a big drop in class. And I think that on the 12th of April, it was ridden by Kendall Mini. With no disrespect to Kendall, I think it's a bit of a jockey strike now. And I think it's going to be very hard to beat. Obviously, Amazing Colors, 3 kilos better off, could be the danger. And then even a horse like Lady Luck and As Fate has it. But for me, it's Back for More.
All right, let's confirm that it is for you Back for More. That is your only bet in race 3. As we've now become accustomed, Mr. Podesta and Pick Sixes are at loggerheads, and that is the first leg of the Pick Six. That would be a thumbs up. Oh, he does give us the Pick Six today, and that is a thumbs up to the 2. And then there's that banker 2, as was the case in the Bible, and leg number 3. That would be race number 5. Off time, race 3, 10 minutes to 2. All right, we're back at Maiden Company. It's our second open maiden of the afternoon, and that comes in the form of the first leg of the first jackpot race, number 4, where it is a distance of 1,900 meters. Now, just having a look at our betting guide, this is recording Monday for Tuesday's racing, which starts at 20 minutes to 1 on a Tuesday. Number 6, Crimson Comet, in what I always call a lucky colors. Kelly Mitchley, once again, she looks to have a splendid day of races, a 1 on paper. And this is a 3-year-old son of Socrates, in those very lucky colors of ITSSAIT and Business Solutions. And that is at 16 to 10. Red Hot Smanga Kumalo rides for the Kelly Mitchley stable. Number 3, Island Master, is at 33 to 10. 5 to 1 is the 5. Take a mulligan. Now, a quick word, please. Just give me 30 seconds, Mr. Podesta. As you know, and I hope you have got that Betway app, there is a daily million jackpot, which means, or at least requires you to select 7 out of 8 winners on the last 8 races on a card. One of them has to be a place selection, and you're in line to win R1,000,000. So far, you have given us confident selections. I hope you continue, and at the end of the show, you can give us your 7 suggested winners, plus 1 that you think may just let the slide down and run in the first 3. But let's go to race number 4. Maybe race 4 is a case in point. Are you confident about the 4, 6, Crimson Comet?
Now, this is an open race. I've added it in. I'm not confident about it because I think number 7, with that low weight, could be a runner. And you saw in the Pick Six, I actually took the whole field. That's what can happen in open handicaps like this. But I cut it down to 4 horses in the bipod and the PA. Those are number 2, Potent Captain, number 3, Island Master, number 6, Crimson Comet, and number 7, Camadia.
First choice being? First choice being the 7?
First choice is number 6 to beat 7.
Thank you so much. And there it is, jackpot one from Nino. As he says, it is a field in leg number one. And again, we're going to get to that banker, which features prominently in all his exotics. We're into the second half of a 8-race program by going to race 5. We are also embarking on the second jackpot of the afternoon at Quebec's the Fairview Racecourse. So we're racing on the Poly. We're back up in trip to 1900 meters. A racehorse known as Association Pinnacle Stakes, where it is Richard Farid teaming up with Alan Creef and the Sherrills, and this is on a Global View, who is quite short at 14 to 10. And then when we look at the rest of the runners in the field, the second favorite is the one Zatara Magic. That drops back in trip to 1900 after running in the PE Derby recently behind a Battleground. That is at 3200 meters that day. It's back to 1900 meters, 7 to 2. And then the next best is a 5. No place like home at 9 to 2. Now, remember what proposition I put to you before the last preview, Mr. Podesta. I hope you're working on it. And I dare say this is yet another win selection for you. It is the Global Alley. No problems with the track and the trip. Last time out, ran in that competitive heat. That was won by the useful Cheriano. And behind Global Alley was a certain Sugar Mountain.
Yeah, correct. And the time before that, she's run beyond Grazing in the Grass. Cheriano again, Grazing in the Grass again. But Zatara Magic, she beat Zatara Magic over course and distance quite a while back, I think a couple of runs back, and she's half a kilo better off. And this is where I'm confident that Global Alley will win. I'm very, very confident of that. And I'm banking in all my bets.
There it is. That is that too that has been banked in the Bipot, in the PA, in the Pick 6, in Jackpot 1. And now here's an opportunity to look at Jackpot 2. And again, who's at the top and who is at the banker? That is none other than Global Alley. Certainly to, if Richard hasn't got on the board yet, Nino is confident that this will open up his account for 2024-2025. Okay, so it was a second weekend of EPL action and lots of goals scored. I actually made it 32 by the time Liverpool and Brentford got together in the last encounter of the weekend, and it certainly looks to be an exciting season ahead for us. It's only how many more fixtures? That's about 36 to go before we know the champion for that 2024-25 season. And of course, our own season, that is the 14th of September. Now, let's talk about race number 6, back to horse racing, the reason why we're all gathered here, and it is the 9 of Puerto Plata that sees Richard Fourie on another favorite at 18 to 10 for Alan Creef in the colors of the Vernus family. Then a second favorite and a runner that has certainly grown an extra leg since relocating to the Eastern Cape is Jessica Mutaung's number 8, Harold the Duke, and that is at 28 to 10. It's 5 to 1, the 2 pay night, and thereafter it is 8 to 1 and a better bar those. All right, so it is then a match race, but I see in your suggested bet, which I had a peek preview of, you have thrown in the third favorite. First favorite, the favorite, obviously, a first choice for you, Mr. Podesta?
No, actually, Pay Night is my first choice.
Oh, okay.
But let's start with Puerto Plata and Harold the Duke.
Yes.
I think they've met a couple of times.
Yes.
And on both occasions, Puerto Plata has got the weight advantage over it, and it should actually hold Harold the Duke.
Yes.
But my first choice is number 2, Pay Night. I think last time was thrown in the deep end when she contested that feature race against Battleground, and she's now over a more suitable distance of 2,200 meters, and at 5 to 1, I think that's good value for money. So the selection is going to be Pay Night to beat Puerto Plata, Harold the Duke, and then if people want to add to my 3 selection, it would be number 1, The Tune.
Catch the Tune, who won 2 runs back, beat in Puerto Plata, and as far as the weights are concerned, is 2.5 kgs worse off. And of course, just a word for Gavin Smith's number 4, Storm Commander, Evergreen 8-year-old, still competitive, huh?
Yeah, it's still going, 8 years old, 6-time winner.
Well done to Gavin Smith and the Connections. That is race number 6, and that is off at 25 to 4. There are the selections 2, 8, and 9, and it would appear that 2 definitely is first choice for Nino. Yes, noticeable in race 6, and we move on to race 7. It is still smallish fields, but they get more and more competitive as the meeting draws to its conclusion. This is the last chance to get involved in a double when we get to race number 7. And in race 7, which is a class 5 stakes over the 1,300 meters, our favorite is the 6 Can't Say No, who is at 28 to 10. The 8 Sweet and True. That is a recent maiden winner, is at 7 to 2. 9 to 2 about the 2 Passion Twali. That is Passion Twali, yes. And then the 7, a bit chilly, that is at 6 to 1. 15 to 2, and bet about those. Right, before we discuss race 7 and before we discuss race 8, Mr. Badessa, remember, I have set that challenge for you. Give us 7 winners and 1 horse to place, and maybe you could be a household name for time immemorial.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
try and do that.
We'll try. Right. Race number 7, I've given you the betting, and I see you've got a trifecta suggested for us. But tell us your thought process in race number 7.
Well, I've raved 2 and 6 in the trifecta with the field. I've taken the field in the jackpot. And the pick 6, I couldn't take the field. I break it down because it would have been too expensive, but it's just a skeleton pick 6. But I like Passion Wali and I like Can't Say No. I can't split them. I'm going to decide which one we're going to take in that
Competition.
what is it?
Yes.
That
Million jackpot, we call it. Million jackpot.
A million jackpot.
Yes.
I'm going to have to decide while we're talking, should I take the 2 or the 6?
All right, you're allowed to change your mind. But please take note that it is a double float in that trifecta, computer generated. Slide there as a BN, which would be banker numbers 2 and 6. They are your floaters with numbers 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And that is at a cost of 42 Rand for a full unit. All right, let's get to the betting for that lucky last. It is highlighting the next Fairview meeting, which, of course, will be coming up this Friday. And that is the last Friday of August, and hopefully the last Friday of winter. Let's go through the betting. You've got the 2 Mr. Bodacious, and the 3 are 2 Red, 9 to 2, 5 to 1 are numbers. The 7 Jackson, Mississippi, the 1 Swiss Waltz, and the 5 Iron Tail, 5 to 1. The 1 Swiss Waltz, just a form update over the 1,000 meters on the Poly in Quebec on Friday, finished 3rd, 2.5 lengths behind Bethel. Right, let's quickly just confirm that it is Iron Tail that's going to be the each way selection. Contested an average rated field of 7 to 1 last time. Comes down to average rated field of 62, and that will be Nino's selection. So Nino, without further ado, let's just go through your selections for that jackpot. We need 7 winners and 1 place bet. So race 1, I think 6 is a confident win selection.
Now, race 1 is number 2.
Number 2,
Crystal.
yes, that is Vintage Crystal. Race 2, number 1.
Number 1,
Hermitage.
Hermitage.
Yes.
Hermitage.
Race
3,
number 2.
Back
Race 4, number
Race 4,
6.
6, Crimson Comet. Race 5, number 2,
Yes.
Global Alley.
Race 6.
Race 6, number 6. Number
2, Pay Night.
2, Pay Night.
Race 7.
7, I'm going to go now, change to number 2, Passion Wali.
That's right. In race 8.
Number 5, Iron Tail.
Right. So the each way selection or the place selection, I take it, would be in race 4.
Yes.
All right.
We'll go race 4, open handicap. We'll go a place on number 6, Crimson Comet.
Nino, have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. We look forward to catching up with you on Friday for the start of the weekend of racing.